Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Captain's Table. I am your host, Captain B-Nard, and the topic of discussion today is going to be Fortnite Season 5, Chapter 2, and the brand new Fortnite monthly subscription slash Fortnite Crew. And here to discuss that with me, I have my Fortnite panel, and that is going to be returning to the Captain's Table for the 11th time, if you can believe it, Jonny Reps.
Yes, and if you listen to this podcast till the very end, we will give you a free exclusive discount code for Fortnite Crew, in which you will be able to buy it for full price.
Yep, there you have it. And returning to the captain's table for the third time, we have Feltz Wild.
Hello.
Yes, hello. And so thank you guys for joining me. And, we are the Fortnite panel. You guys are my Fortnite panel in this case because we do play Fortnite together quite a bit. And so there is big news in the world of Fortnite right now that we are going to go over in detail and a lot of, you know,
Yeah, yeah. Donald Trump won the Fortnite election. Woo!
yeah, something like that. So, um, yeah, we're gonna go over all that, and yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. So, anybody else have anything they want to add to that? No.
Uh,
Alrighty. So we're
I
gonna get started. And what? All right. Anyway, we're gonna get started here. Dysfunction, as always. That's the mo of the captain's table, but it's all good. So we're gonna get started by talking about Fortnite Crew, which, in case you guys haven't heard, well, let me just say, Fortnite Chapter 2, Season 5, that just came out a couple of days ago. By the time this video will be released, and so a big change to the world of Fortnite, at least in my estimation anyway, accompanies that, and that is the release of Fortnite Crew, which is a monthly subscription to Fortnite. This is the first time that they've ever done anything like this. You could argue this is probably the most groundbreaking change that Fortnite has made to its mechanics since the Battle Pass introduction, and I would make that argument for sure. So, this is a monthly subscription. A lot of games do stuff like this, where obviously you pay a set amount of money and you get a certain amount of stuff out of it in return. Of course, this is 100% optional when it comes to Fortnite, and so the price tag on this Fortnite Crew is $12 a month. So, I personally think that's a little bit steep of a price to pay, but you do get some pretty good stuff out of that for that $12 price tag. So I'm going to throw it over to our resident Fortnite money spender, Feltz Wild, to
Of course
go
you
ahead
would.
and yes, to go ahead and tell us all of the good stuff that we get for that $12 price tag.
All right. Oh, hold on.
Appears we
Well,
have
we get a
uh,
barking dog apparently for
it
that.
appears it appears we have Dog Bark Johnson making his first appearance.
Actually, that the timing of that could not have been more perfect. Actually,
Yeah. And it seems like the dogs are at the door for this Fortnite deal.
and it seems like Feltzwild is out, down and out. The dog's got her, ladies and gentlemen. Damn.
Dogs are going wild for this new Fortnite subscription.
Yes, Fortnite Crew, as it were.
They're barking up the right tree this time.
I think I'm safe.
There
I
you
think
go.
I'm safe.
All right. So that actually was timed more. You couldn't have cut that better if you tried, which I
Thank you
know
for
you
coming
didn't.
back before Thank you for coming back before I ran out of shtick.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
Okay, so let's try this again. So, Phelps Wild, would you like to tell us what we get from Fortnite Crew for that $12 a month price tag?
All right. So every month you get 1,000 V-Bucks, which I think is nice for me at least,
Right?
and you get a set of
Let's totally
little
go
packages.
shopping.
What?
Said like, yeah, let's totally go shopping,
All
girl.
right.
Friend
Anyway,
with all those
continuing.
V-Bucks.
So, the 1,000 V-Bucks, yes.
You get a skin, a back bling, and a pickaxe
Right.
every month,
Ooh,
and
that would look snazzy with my new boots.
There
and
you
it's
go.
just exclusive for it, like for the Fortnite crew, so nobody else can get those skins, which I think is kind of neat.
Right.
And then you get
Ain't
the
gonna
battle
be
pass
none
for
of those
free.
imitators going around there.
Yes, and that was the last thing that we mentioned is actually the bombshell is that you get the battle pass for free when you
Yeah.
buy the first month subscription to the Fortnite Crew, which I think is actually crazy because I was not expecting that. But
And I love battling and making passes at men.
there you go. All right. So since it's instead of just butting in, would you actually care to weigh in on this Fortnite Crew slash monthly subscription there, Johnny?
Yeah, it's $12, right? That's U.S. dollars, or is that Canadian
That is
dollars?
USD.
It's US.
Even though I'm actually
Okay, so
outnumbered here 2-1 on the American versus Canadian front, which is a first here for the 30th edition episode of the Captain's Table. But anyway, go on.
this is great because I'm turning 30 in like 2 days, so this is perfect
There you
timing for
go.
the 30th episode of the table.
I
But
love it when a plan comes together.
I think that we're talking about $12 US. That's probably going to be what, like 15, 16 Canadian.
Yeah, it's 15.
You know what you can also get for 12? Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. You know what you can also get for $12 US?
What's that?
You can get a month subscription to the Wrestling Observer online and listen to all of Dave Meltzer's opinions.
Well,
Or you could play some video games
yeah.
and get a yeah. I mean, like, on a dollar for dollar basis, if you're going for, if you are someone who buys stuff on Fortnite all the time, I think it's worth it. But to me, it's not worth it because I'm like, I'll just buy the battle pass, earn a couple of V-Bucks, and then I play Fortnite. I'm not someone who's into like buying the microtransactions of it or getting the skins and stuff like that. So someone like me does. But I totally think it's a good deal for anybody who's interested in who actually buys stuff on Fortnite regularly because you make your money back pretty much in terms of what you can earn through the battle pass in terms of the V-Bucks, and then the V-Bucks that you get automatically each month, and then the extra skins and stuff. Everybody likes that, but then you have like 1,400 junk skins sitting in your locker that you never use. But I always use them because I have it on random all the time.
Well, well, that is definitely a thing. But I will say I do kind of agree. And actually, this is the dynamic that I wanted to put together for this specific topic is because the three of us actually have three completely different approaches to Fortnite when it comes to actually spending money. So on the one end of the spectrum, as you just mentioned, Johnny, yourself, you're someone who never spends money on Fortnite whatsoever. Then you
For the
have
most part, like I bought like a starter, a pack of coins
sure,
basically
but
to get enough.
virtually.
I actually don't think I didn't buy a battle pass until I earned enough free coins from playing several seasons to buy the battle pass, and
Yes.
then pretty much everything I've bought from there on out was from the coins I earned through the battle passes that I subsequently bought each season. I think I
Right.
bought like one other pack besides that.
Right. So anyway, that proves my point even further. So thanks. That you're all the way on that end of the spectrum. Then we have me, who I'm kind of in the middle of the spectrum. So I will throw a little bit of money at Fortnite occasionally if there's something I really want or if I think it's worth it or whatever. But for the most part, I don't really spend a ton of money on Fortnite. Obviously. So I'm in that kind of middle demographic. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we have Feltz Wild, who is an avid Fortnite spender. We won't get into that too much, but that's okay.
If you want an average Fortnite spender, we should totally get J Dogger on here because he buys like freaking everything.
Well, Steve's
He is worse than me.
Damn.
Yeah. Yes, you're not the worst, don't get me wrong, but in this group, in this trio, you are definitely hands down on that end of the spectrum. So,
Yeah.
And how much money? Let me ask you this: how much money do you think you've
no,
spent
we've
on
been down
Fortnite,
this
and
road
how many?
before. She's not going to answer that
Oh no,
question.
we haven't asked on the podcast. It'd be interesting. Just give us like a
Nope.
ballpark, like how much you think you've spent.
So,
And
in
that's-
other words, if it's such a high amount of money that you're not going to want to admit what it is, then yes, you're definitely on that side of the spectrum. But that's not really, that's just the setup for this point. That's not the point itself. The point is this. So, the Fortnite crew, is it a good idea or is it a bad idea? Now, that's kind of the point I'm getting at. Now, for you guys, for example, say Feltz, for example, she's going to buy it pretty much no matter what because she's in that demographic versus Johnny, he's not going to buy it no matter what because he's in the other side of the spectrum. Now,
Well, I gotta tell you, I considered buying it actually because it is
well,
a pretty
you
good. It
didn't,
is
so.
an actual decent deal. Yeah,
but you did.
but I could.
Yeah, but you didn't. I mean, if you could, then I'll do a rewrite. But anyway, so and then you have me in the middle, who I was kind of really on the fence as to whether or not to buy it because, as you mentioned, it is dollar for dollar. It is a very good deal if you're someone who spends money on Fortnite. This is actually a very good deal because you're essentially spending $12 to make 1,000, which would be essentially $10 back in the game that you can spend on stuff, and then you get the free skin and back bling and all that stuff as well every month. So when you look at it that way, it is definitely worth it. Now, the thing about that is, well, and that's not even factoring in the free battle pass, which I obviously that would be at the top of every season. So it's roughly every 3 or 4 months they do a season. So you have to figure on those months that are in between, you're still going to be paying that $12 price tag, but you're not obviously getting a free battle pass with it, but you are still getting the V-Bucks and all the other stuff. So the point is it really worth it? When you factor out, the battle pass, the free battle pass from the first month subscription, is it worth it? So I think dollar for dollar, it is still worth it. But again, that's only true if you're someone who spends money on Fortnite, I think, and not just some money, but a lot of money. Because if you do the math on this, if you were to buy the monthly subscription on Fortnite every month for a year, that would come out to a little less than $150 a year that you're spending on Fortnite for the monthly subscription. And that's a lot of fucking money, okay? I don't care who you are, but that's, unless you're Bill Gates, but we're not. So, that's a lot of money to play with and to spend on a game that you've already had and you've already played and all that stuff, and money that you don't need to spend. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where, in my opinion, it comes up. Personally, as someone who is in the middle of the road on this situation, I feel like they would have been better served if they would have dropped the price and also dropped the V-Bucks that you get with it a little bit. So, for example, if they would have taken the price down to like $9.99 a month or $10 a month for the subscription, and then they would have dropped the V-Bucks off to like $7.50 or something like that, I think that would have drawn in more people from the middle demographic like myself, who are kind of like undecided as to whether or not to buy it. Because
Oh,
again, you have,
it's $2.
well, it is $2, yes, but it's still enough money. Let me tell you, as someone who spent a lot of time in retail, in my experience, in my opinion, getting over that $10 hurdle is kind of almost like a mental barrier for a lot of people. So if you see something that's, $9.99, you're going to be more likely to want to purchase it versus if it just says flat $10. It's a mental trick essentially. So that's why everything in retail, or a lot of things in retail anyway, have that 99 on the end of the price tag, is because it's making you feel like you're getting it for less, even though, are you really getting it for less? Not really. So that's why I feel like personally they would have been better served to drop the price a little bit, because I feel like that would have pulled in more of the undecideds like myself. But I look at it and I'm like, $12, like, I don't know about that. Like, it seems, and granted, like I said, dollar for dollar, I believe that it is worth it if you're someone who spends that kind of money on Fortnite. But like I said, I still feel like, it's a little steep for me. I can't really see myself buying this. Maybe, at the,
What
on the
what is
onset.
your question?
I don't really have a question. I'm just making a point. I'm making a point that, it just feels like it's not something that, it's not something that's going to change the game. I think it's not something that everybody's going to jump on. I think there are going to be the tried and true fans like Feltz Wild that are going to jump on it. I think that there are going to be the cheap bastards like Johnny who are not going to jump on it. And then I think, there's, like I said, the middle demographic. I feel like they didn't do a good enough job of
Hold on a second.
making
I'm not. I'm
this.
not a cheap bastard. I bought you a $20 fucking skin. I'm not a cheap bastard. You call
Well,
me a cheap
whatever.
bastard. I just don't value spending money on Fortnite. To me, it's not like a valuable use of my money. So like I'll
Right.
spend, like I'll buy you a skin because you like Fortnite skin, like you liked the skin and you wanted the skin. So I'll buy you a skin if I'm getting you something like as a gift. But I'm not gonna buy any of that stuff myself because I just don't value it personally. I don't have any problem with other people valuing it, but I just
Oh,
personally
of
don't
course
really
not.
value it. Yeah.
I understand that completely, and but like I said, I feel like, but again, my overarching point here is I feel like the Fortnite crew, and I feel like they could have made it better so that it appealed to the middle demographic more, appealed to the undecideds a little more. That's just my thought on it. So I guess we'll see what happens.
I gotta tell you this: I would not have cared if it was 16 Canadian or 12 Canadian or 10 Canadian. Would not have made a difference to me. to me, it's more of the fact that it's like a subscription. That's basically the thing that turns me off about it. Like if it was like a starter pack and they're like, you get this, I would actually probably be more inclined to buy it than if it was a subscription. Just because, I mean, that's honestly like the business model of how I run my business is as a subscription service, and it's basically because, well, a variety of reasons. Because like for what I do, people need to have, you don't get fit in a fucking month, right? But like with Fortnite, it's like the subscription service is just to keep you coming back and spending more money, spending more time on the thing. And
absolutely.
Like I said, to me, I would just because I don't see Fortnite as like a service. I see Fortnite as like a commodity, right? Like I'm willing to pay monthly for a service, but I'm not willing to pay monthly for like something I view as a commodity.
Right. And that's fair, definitely. This actually kind of brings me back as I was thinking about this. It kind of circles me back, and how appropriate since this is the 30th episode of the Captain's Table. It kind of circles me back to something that actually you and I were talking about, Johnny, on the very first episode of the Captain's Table, so many years ago.
That's the one about was it the Marvel one?
Oh
or
my
one
God.
of the Marvel
No, it wasn't
ones?
Marvel. It was multiplayer
Star
gaming.
Wars?
No, it was online and multiplayer gaming. That one.
Oh, that was like right after the Crash Love failed podcast.
Yeah, that was in the wake of the ruins of Crash Hates podcasts. Shout out to Crash Love 37. And which in the wreckage of that was born the rise of the Captain's Table podcasts. So, but anyway, my point was we were talking about that years ago about how these games do these kinds of things to basically juice their their top customers essentially for all that they're worth, what I mean. And I feel like I kind of get the sensation out of this from Fortnite. It's just they're trying to do something to shake more money out of their tried and true fans, out of their most loyal fan base, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how I look at it. As I mean, it's not an extreme example of that, I don't think, but I definitely get an air of that from this, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, they're in it to make money, as any company is, and that's
to keep everybody engaged. Breaking news, although not too breaking, but the Undertaker has a TikTok now. Go follow him.
Oh God.
At Undertaker. Actually, it's just Undertaker. It's at Undertaker.
Not the Undertaker.
Blue check mark.
Oh.
No, it's at Undertaker blue check mark.
Gotcha. So, Feltz, would you care to weigh in on any of that as far as how you feel about the Fortnite Crew monthly subscription?
I mean, obviously, I'm testing it, really. Who knows if I'm going to keep it.
Right.
But I like that you can cancel it at any time. So it's like, oh, okay, I like the skin this month. I'll get the subscription. I don't like it. I'll cancel it. So it's kind of neat, but I agree that they're definitely doing... I don't think they're just doing it to get the money out of their, like their high fans. I think they're trying to get back the money on what they lost from their little issue with
the Apple lawsuit. Yeah, well, that definitely that's an interesting point I hadn't even considered. But yes, that could be very true actually, because Fortnite did lose a lot of money on that failed Apple lawsuit, and also the deal. The lack of the deal with Apple now that they've parted ways. Fortnite has lost a lot of money, so I do agree with you 100% there. I also feel like this is an attempt for Fortnite to try and stay more relevant too, because Fortnite has been over 3 years it's been out, right? And a lot of games have come out since.
When are we going to get to Fifth Night? When are we going to get to Fifth Night? When's that coming out?
Great. But yeah, so. Yeah, so it's like Fortnite is trying to stay relevant, I think, and this might help them, to what degree, who knows? Like I said, personally, I don't see it helping them a ton, but I think it will help a little bit. But at the end of the day, Fortnite is still a 3+ year old game at this point, and they're trying new stuff to kind of stay relevant, I guess you would say. So, and you can't fault them for that, because at the end of the day, they don't want to fade into obscurity, which I don't think is going to happen anyway. But
about like RuneScape? That game's like freaking 18 years old, and people are still subscribing.
That is true.
Like, I don't think the age of a game necessarily. And Fortnite has been like, I don't know. When I started playing Fortnite, I kind of hated it, and I feel like Fortnite has been a game that has evolved more than any game I've ever seen, to be honest, in a lot of ways.
Sure.
Which
definitely.
I think is really good. It's continually doing things to keep relevant, and I mean, love it or hate it, you can't deny how big it's been and how much. I mean, dude, the amount of work I just think that it must take to like just keep Fortnite up and running is just insane. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
think it's admirable
absolutely.
that it's what you do. And I don't, a lot of other games that implement like microtransactions and loot boxes and stuff like that. I feel like I don't have necessarily a problem with the way Fortnite does it because it has a free to play model and it's very, I guess, it's more honest than a lot of games are with its usage of in-game currency and the fact that it doesn't do like randomized chance crap or anything like that. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we've talked about Fortnite a couple different times here on the channel, and yeah, I would tend to agree with you. All in all, I don't have an issue with the way Fortnite does things for the most part. I mean, I see it for what it is, of course, but yeah, I don't have an issue from a morality standpoint. I don't have an issue really with anything that Fortnite has done. So, which is more than I can say for a lot of other companies, a lot of other games with the chance loot boxes and all that crap, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I do give Fortnite a lot of credit, and we actually have, we did have another show, actually quite a while ago. Oh, well, not that long ago, but with myself and Feltz discussing Fortnite, specifically. So, go check that out if you haven't. But yeah, it's I do give Fortnite a lot of credit, and it is a $1 billion operation. So, they're definitely doing what they have to do to stay in the game, and got to give it to them for that. So, but speaking of staying in the game, I think that pretty well covers the Fortnite crew, unless either of you have any more you want to add to that. I mean, I think it's like I said, my overall feeling is I think it's kind of neat. Dollar for dollar, is it worth it? Yes, but in the grand scheme of things, is it worth it? No, in my opinion. But I guess we'll just kind of see how it plays out. I don't see it being something that's going to change the game for Fortnite that much, but who knows? Maybe it will. So, um, but yeah, so that pretty much covers the Fortnite crew. So
Do you know
now,
that Fortnite is made by the same developers as Gears of War?
is it okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Sam, you can verify that, right?
Not really, no.
There you
God
go.
damn it! I'm pretty sure Epic Games made Gears of War, didn't they?
I don't know. I've
Isn't
never played
Epic?
Gears of War.
Yeah, I've never really been into Gears of War, so I couldn't tell you. Um, but yeah. Anywho, so um,
Also, Xavier Woods, Biggie Langston, and Kofi Kingston are now playable characters in Gears of War.
yes, I did know that actually, and also Dave Batista does a voice of Marcus Phoenix in it's like an alternate mode that you can choose to play the game with his voice
Oh,
instead.
nice.
Yeah, so there you have it.
Yeah.
Wrestling
So
references.
when are we getting some wrestler skins in Fortnite? That should be the next topic.
It's
Probably
really
soon.
funny. It's really funny you should say that because quite some time ago, actually, it was what season did they introduce the flare gun? Felts, was that chapter two,
I
season
think that was
two?
chapter 2, season 1, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
It might have been.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they did that, I instantly said I was like they should put Ric Flair in the game and they should make it the Ric Flair gun and it should say "woo"
That's
every time you shoot it. and
that's
and
just
that
a
was kind of
that's just a dumb
what.
just a dumb joke though. That's not
No, but
actually
I
anything I've
also,
been.
but that was the dawn of the idea, and that sparked an idea in my head that they could have wrestler skins. They could have like all the legends. They could have The Rock, Stone Cold, The Undertaker, all the Shawn Michaels, everybody, and they could put everybody
You know
in
who I
there.
would actually do that is AEW.
Yeah, yeah, they could.
I just don't think WWE would do that, but I could see AEW doing that.
Yeah, but not nearly as many people would want to see that. but
Yeah, but they have Sting now. He just debuted.
yeah. If we're talking current events that are unrelated to what we're actually talking about here, then yes, so which seems to be what you want to talk about. So yeah.
According to my boy Joe Rogan, a good podcast is just like a conversation. You just got to let it flow.
Oh, absolutely. Oh well, I mean, I know that. I've done more podcasts than I can count. Oh well, I guess I can only count to 30 then. So anyway, um,
Hold up. Epic Games made Gears of War,
right.
the Infinity Blade series, and Fortnite. Yeah, Epic Games also made Gears of War. See, told you.
All right, so we're coming full
And
circle. So the next thing we're
Dude, the the Unreal Engine, which is a lot of games use that.
including Crash 4. While we're on the subject of new things, you know.
Yeah, well, we're on the subject of things that aren't quite as good as they could have been.
No, that game was good. I think it was really good. So, but that's a discussion for another time. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Fortnite crew. I do want to spend some time talking about Chapter 2, Season 5, though, since that just came out a couple of days ago. So yeah, this is, it was kind of a surprise to me, actually, what they did with Chapter 2, Season 5, because there was a lot of rumors that they were going to do something with either another Marvel-based season slash battle pass and or a Star Wars themed slash based battle pass, much like what they did with the Marvel battle pass last season. But no, aside from one singular skin, that is not the case. So with season 5, so I will say there's a lot of interesting stuff in this battle pass. Essentially, the how do I put it? The theme of the Chapter 2, Season 5 is essentially just like the greatest warriors, the greatest bounty hunters, or whatever, and they use that as.
Hunters, that's what it's supposed to be, but there's no Sam and Dean Winchester, so therefore it's invalid.
Well, whatever. So, whatever. So, yeah, but they might not have any of that, but they do have, and I'll let you do the honors with this one, Feltz, because I know you were very excited about this, that one lone Star Wars character, and that is, of course, none other than.
The Mandalorian.
Yay. Yes. And to my surprise, because this was another big shock of this battle pass, you get him at level 1, which I thought was crazy. Now it makes sense because of the way they're doing the challenges where you kind of unlock a piece of his armor every few levels or challenges or whatever. But yeah, so
This is
you
the
get.
way.
Yes, so you get the Mandalorian. Yep, and that is pretty cool. But I will say I'm a little bit confused because I get the theme that they're going for, if you want to call it that. But I'm a little confused as to why they would just do the one skin from Star Wars and then just have everything else be a Fortnite original. So that's kind of weird to me. They've never really done anything like that before, except for I guess technically in what was it, season 2, chapter 2, when they did Deadpool as the secret skin, and then
Aquaman.
yeah, that's right, they did it Aquaman in that really bad chapter 2, season 3 or season 2.
3, yeah.
God damn it! Yeah, I'm getting my seasons and my chapters backwards. It is chapter 2. Why couldn't they have just gone with season 11, 12, 13? Whatever.
Yeah, I know.
That would have been too simple, I guess. Anywho, yeah, so they've done that with the secret skins before, which, was what I was expecting from the Mandalorian, but no, they just give them to you at level 1, which is cool. But yeah, there's, other than that, it's kind of like your pretty run-of-the-mill Fortnite battle pass, you have all this stuff, but it is kind of all over the place as far as that goes, so.
It's
I
the
don't know
greatest bounty hunters out of all realities, and of course, the best one's gonna be the Mandalorian.
Well, of course, that's what everybody wants, and maybe, just maybe, that might have been the reason for giving him to you at level 1 is because they really wanted to feature or advertise him for the battle pass. Because this was something that I had thought about a few days before the new battle pass came out. And that was the fact that the next battle pass they do after the Marvel battle pass is going to kind of seem like a step down because Marvel obviously has a much larger fan following than Fortnite. It's established, it's marketed, X, Y, and Z. So when you go back to Fortnite Originals, there's going to be a little bit of a drop off, I think, to the average fan or the casual fan that's going to be like, well, you were giving me like Thor and Iron Man and She-Hulk last season, and now you're giving me like a stack of pancakes with a mustache on it. So like, what's that?
It's not
even though that thing's pretty hilarious, though. I will admit that skin is pretty funny and hilarious.
But okay, it's not even that Marvel has a big following. It's just that Marvel has such a large vault of lore and characters to pull from, and like a lot of other franchises just don't have that. And Marvel is like, I think part of that is Marvel is not one franchise. Marvel is like 700 different franchises combined.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's like every main character of every Marvel story has its own story and supporting characters and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff put together, absolutely. But yeah,
Are
I
we
think
getting that super villain where his superpower is that he's like a botanist? When are we gonna get him, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
One of
I
the
Yeah.
mean,
super
that the
villains of all
closest thing I
time.
can think of to what you're talking about is Poison Ivy, but she's not a man, so you know. Um, but yeah,
I don't. I
anyway,
don't think we're done with Marvel though. I think it's gonna come back.
yeah, there's
His
probably going
name
to be
his name
more.
is his name is Floronic Man, also known as Plant Master.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
DC actually. Of course he's from DC. Because
I
DC's
don't know.
trash.
Well, it is, but there's been some Marvel. Not every idea they have is a home run. I'll say that, but
I'll say the yeah.
but in recent, that's also a topic for another time. Is well, that's one that's been gone over at length here on the channel, but will probably be revisited in the future again. But in any event, yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know if you'd like to comment on the new season, Felts, the new Battle Pass, what you think of it, and how they did everything.
I think it's definitely different. I guess from Marvel. I like it. Uh, I do like the fact that you get Mando first,
Hmm.
and I like that you don't just get you get his crappy armor, and I
Yeah.
like that you do get to level up and get the nice shiny Beskar, and then you get his like the better clothes when you reach tier 100, and you get little baby. Oh, I almost said it. Little Grogu. You get him
No, it's
at
going to
level
take a
What the
50
fuck
as
is
while
well.
to break people of that, and I'm guarantee you
what
it's
the
not going
fuck
to
is
work.
Grogu? What the fuck is
It's Baby
Grogu?
Yoda.
It's Baby
That's his
Yoda's
name.
Gave
real
him a
name.
name.
If you're talking about current events that have nothing to do
Spoiling
with
you're
anything, even though that has
spoiling
more
the
to do with this than what
Mandalorian.
you were saying. But what?
Spoiling the Mandalorian, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Sam and Dean are dead too. By the way, since we're spoiling things.
I'm assuming so. The fucking series ended, and did mom and dad already ruined that one for me?
Yes. Well, anyway, so yeah, I do agree with you. It's different. The way they did it is different, and I do like the way that they. I feel like I would have liked it better if they would have kept consistency with old seasons, though, with the Mandalorian being the hidden skin like they did with Deadpool and then Aquaman. But because I like consistency, but I
Yeah.
understand why they did what they did. So
Didn't
anyway.
wasn't there one other season where they made like the first skin was like a big skin?
Oh, probably.
They
Can I
usually
remember?
do
No.
that, but they're all Fortnite originals though when they do
Yeah.
that. It's not
Oh,
like
but the first skin was like a known skin, wasn't it? Or like maybe I'm thinking of Deadpool because
Deadpool's
that
a
was
secret
easy to
skin.
get.
They advertised
It was
Deadpool
easy
from
to
the
get.
beginning of the season, but
That's
they
probably what I'm thinking of. That's
yeah
probably what I'm
he
thinking
was
of.
yeah he was heavily advertised throughout that entire season, but he wasn't available until later because he was the secret
Yeah.
skin. So
He was
yeah,
super easy to get. You didn't need to level up your battle pass to get him,
you just had to do all the Deadpool challenges.
which were
So
easy as hell.
Yeah.
well, yeah, of course, but that's
Speaking of which, I never got that Doctor Doom emote.
well, you got to play more to do that if you wanted to get it, um, but yeah, I think I don't know if you have any thoughts about the battle pass you want to throw out there, Johnny. How if you like what anything they did in particular or dislike.
I haven't actually. So I a lot of times do not actually look at the battle pass until I level up to the point where I get stuff because I kind of like being surprised about what's there.
Okay, fair
Seriously,
enough.
so I haven't looked at anything on the battle pass except for what I might look at like what's the next upcoming thing, right? But I haven't really looked at anything on the battle pass other than what I've unlocked so far, and I think I'm like level 6 or something like that. So
Fair enough. You're probably one of the only people who actually does things that way, but I can understand that. You want the surprise. Most people just want to know like right now so they know when they're going to get stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
um,
I love being surprised about stuff. It's like my favorite thing. Like if you ever get me a birthday gift, don't worry about the quality of the birthday gift. Just worry about whether or not I'm surprised about it.
don't worry, I
Right?
definitely won't worry about the quality. That's for sure.
I mean, you never do.
Yeah, exactly. So, um, but yeah, I mean, I think actually, and this is another thing I want to bring up. So, I don't really follow the Fortnite pros or anything like that, or like the mainstream, but Feltz
Better off.
does, which is another reason why she's a great asset to the panel. But you were
Fake
saying,
ass.
Yeah,
That's
that's my joke though that I invented like 12 years ago. But anyway, um,
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Dad said that when we were like 10.
nah. Well, maybe
So,
I don't remember that, so I'm gonna say that it didn't happen because I don't remember it. But anyway, so Feltz though, you said that there was a lot of there's a lot of positive feedback about this season going around in the Fortnite community slash world.
Yeah, there really is. They're very excited. It's almost like they got their present early on Christmas morning. It's kind of nice. It's
It
like
feels
they've been annoyed lately of the game and not enjoying it as much. So
right.
it feels like old Fortnite again.
Yeah,
And
they definitely did make some changes to
what
kind
what
of.
do you think makes it feel more like old Fortnite?
I don't really know how to explain it. It the past couple seasons it's just felt like a completely different game. And though even though it has all the new features in it, which I'm sure we'll get to, it just it plays like the earlier seasons in chapter 1 or the later like it feels nice.
Yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about. I think it has to do with, what items are available in the game and how they kind of manage the locations and just the way all the way the games play, vehicle availability and, all that kind of stuff. And it does feel like they've it has a different feel to it. Of course, that might wear off because we're fresh into the new season, and I think pretty much every season, for the most part at least, has that feeling at first because
I have a really important question to ask. Actually,
what's that?
a Fortnite. It actually is related to what we're talking. What the fuck happened with
Oh, you're
Galactus?
gonna
I
bring
totally that.
you're gonna bring something up that's actually related to Fortnite. Holy shit!
Yeah,
He's not
I don't
done. He'll come back.
I don't I don't understand what the hell happened to Galactus. Like, no, I didn't even. He was coming, and then nothing happened. And then all of a sudden, the Mandalorian's there. What
No,
happened
you
with
you would
that?
have had to watch the Fortnite event, the end of season
Yeah.
event, that to know what happened. So Galactus
I don't think I've
came.
ever watched them.
Well, I usually don't
Galactus,
either, but I
Galactus
just
came.
yeah. So
How big was the
Oh
load?
Jesus.
so listen. Who knows? Probably huge. But here's the thing.
Galactic. It was galactic.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I usually don't
It's
watch those events
multiversal.
either, but it just so happens that I was available, I was home, so I could actually participate in this event, and it was pretty cool actually. So Galactus shows up, and then you have to fly the battle bus to fight him for a brief moment, and they have like cutscenes with like Iron Man and Thor and Wolverine and everything. So it was pretty neat actually. And then
Kind of
you
sounds cooler than the fucking any of the concerts.
yeah, I've not been a fan
Like
of
one of the
any of
concert
those.
things.
Nah, I haven't watched any of those really, or been a fan of any of those. But that's is what it is. Actually I don't think I've done a Fortnite event since the Star Wars one, which was extremely disappointing. So
Dude, the Star Wars one was so. I didn't go to it, but I wasn't it just like they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna announce like a major plot point from the new movie on Fortnite, and
yeah,
then
it
not
was
explain
they.
it in the actual.
No. That was the Fortnite event that I saw was when J.J. Abrams was there, and then they played like a 5 second clip from Never Before
Yeah.
Seen clip from Rise of Skywalker, and it was just like totally out of context and so short that it didn't make any sense. So it was just like, what the fuck, you know?
Isn't there one with like the Emperor talking in the sky or something
No,
like
I
that?
didn't. I never
Nope.
caught that. I never. I know you said that happened, but I never actually
The one
watched that.
I was yeah they like
That wasn't the
uh
event though.
brought up like a major plot point from like Rise of Skywalker. It was something having to do with like the Emperor being back or why he's back or something like that, but they never explained it in the actual movie. It's like it's in Fortnite, but it's not in the actual movie. Like, God, that movie was bad.
Well,
Well, I'm sorry,
it's
but that
just
movie was
another
bad.
reason to hate Rise of Skywalker, but we've bitched so much about that here. We don't need to get back into that. 'Cause,
Check out that podcast, by the way. That was episode like what 20.
maybe it might have been. Yeah, I think. Pretty sure it was. So yeah, that was a lot of yeah, and I mean, in many other podcasts related to Star Wars, there's been bitching about new Star Wars, but that's actually the good thing, bringing it back here to about the Mandalorian slash the involvement in this season in Fortnite is that that's actually new good Star Wars, and that's what we want to see.
It was episode 19 actually, just so you know.
Oh, you just looked it up. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, I forgot a little. I knew it was one or the other, but um, But yeah, so that's, I think they're smart. I will say this as far as bringing in the Mandalorian right now in Fortnite is, I think it's another smartly done marketing opportunity because we're what, halfway through the Mandalorian season 2 right now, a little bit more than
Hmm.
that. So, yeah, the timing is perfect, which is obviously what they were going for. And obviously, the Mandalorian is rising in popularity, and yeah, I think it works. He's got a cool outfit, obviously, so that is really what it's all about at the end of the day in Fortnite. So, um, yeah, I think that is pretty neat, and I'm glad to see that they did it. I would have liked to see, though, if they were going to go that road, I would have liked to see maybe a little more Star Wars. But I think um, we had this discussion, you and I felt, of like, what they would do if they had more like a Star Wars themed battle pass, because that was kind of the going rumor prior to uh, season 5 actually happening. The going rumor that was
Yeah.
that Galactus was going to show up and like blow the map up again, and that was going to lead to a Fortnite season in space, which was going to be a Star Wars themed battle pass, which I think would actually not be a bad idea. I thought that would be pretty interesting. They have
Back to
teased.
moon rocks.
Yeah, they have teased doing. Well, they do have a new item in the game actually that's kind of sort of like that. It's a, what the heck is it called?
I don't even know what it's called.
It's some kind of, well, actually there's two different items. There's a rock and a
The
fish.
It's called the Wimble Wamble.
No.
That's that what it is?
No. What
No.
the fuck is that?
I don't know. It sounds
It's
Australian though.
it sounds funny. It sounds funny, so we'll go with it. But um
Hmm.
yeah, there's a fish that you can get out of the water, and there's a rock that you can pick up that kind of has, it's kind of like a cross between the jump rock and when you were a ghost, that you could do like that shadow phasing thing that to like charge forward. It's kind of like a cross between those two things, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So
Yeah.
um, but it's kind of interesting. And then they have, I guess if we're talking about the new season, another thing that I'm actually, okay, this is the thing that I personally am actually most excited for in this new season, and that is one thing in particular, one item in particular, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Rift Fish. It is awesome. It is incredible. I'm a big fan. I was a big fan of the Porter Rift when they used to have that. I was so disappointed when they got rid of it. And the Rift Fish is essentially a Porter Rift that you fish out of the water. So,
Yeah, that's true.
big fan. Best item in the game currently, in my opinion. So, and of course they made changes to the map, and as they normally do, which introduced some interesting new locations. So yeah, I mean, I think everything's looking good so far. And to kind of circle back to the main point that I was making here was, I think that's kind of the consensus here from a lot of people, the pros, and you know in the Fortnite community and all that, is that people are pretty excited about this season. They think everybody is pretty happy with what they did, and that's what you want at the end of the day. So you want your fan base to be happy, you want your player base to be happy, and you want to turn out a good product that people can get behind. And that's, I think they've done a pretty good job of that this season. Bet probably since, well, I guess if you like last season, I don't know if you can really like, you can count it as a good season, but was it really? Because there was a lot of crazy stuff going on that the infamous Fortnite sweaties would abuse, and that was kind of a problem.
Like
Plus,
what? It was funny.
well, like you get the so many mythic weapons, and just there's stuff going on. The way the game played was just felt a little bit different. Um, and but as far as like the season goes, being Marvel themed was all well and good, but that's my point was kind of like, well, can you really say it was that, like, because it was a good season, but it was not really like a Fortnite season. It was just them marketing Marvel, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like really anything that they did too much per se. It was more of like them just taking someone else's successful idea and using it. So I don't really count that as quite the same thing. And granted, this season they're doing that a little bit, but only with the Mandalorian. But other than that, they're kind of back to doing their own thing, which I think is good because um, this is another point I wanted to bring up, and that's that um, if they continue down that path, which we kind of thought they were going to do, which was marketing other people's ideas as their own, if you do that too much, I feel like that kind of devalues your own product. You know what I mean? Like if you're offering me all these, Marvel or all this, Star Wars or even DC, all these great characters and skins and all that kind of stuff. And then when you go back, I kind of touched on it before, but when you go back to just doing the Fortnite originals, it almost feels like a drop off a little bit. So I think they did the right thing by not continuing down that road, if you know what I mean, and kind of
All right,
bringing it
listen.
back down.
Nowadays, it's all about the collaborations, buddy. That's why I have like guests on your podcast, right? You're not taking away from your podcast by having guests. You're just expanding on your horizons, right? So I don't have a
Right, yeah,
problem
and
with it.
I understand that completely. Yeah, you have to do collaborations and everything, but like I said, if you do it in the world of Fortnite, because Fortnite is built on its original stuff, because it's a game, obviously, and it's built on that sort of thing. So if you do too much of other people's stuff, I just feel like that has the danger of detracting from your own original stuff. So I,
It's probably because of their partnership with Disney, and
yes.
that's why it's been so much Disney.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. But I would say, though, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because I will say it was getting toward the end of last season. I feel like it was getting a little ridiculous because there's like you would go in the item shop and there's like a dozen Marvel skins for sale and they're all like
Yeah, like
$20
5
each.
rows of them.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my god, like they're
Hey, I think they're just going by whatever sells, man. I mean, you know what
yeah.
they say: sex sells, but the only thing that sells more than sex is Marvel.
I don't know who said that, but it may very
I
well be
actually,
true.
I made it up right now, and I
Oh.
think it's true.
Well, they're Marvel. Nothing really quite sells as much as Marvel. I will give you that for
That is
sure.
true.
So, yeah, I think they. I agree with you. At the end of the day, I do agree. It's a great marketing opportunity, but at the same time, as an objective gamer, I can't help but feel and even as a huge Marvel fan, mind you, I can't help but feel a little bit the other way. I like to play devil's advocate, not just on the captain's table, but that's just the way I am.
You're saying is your Sean O'Hare?
No, was that his nickname or something?
It was his gimmick for like a month in 2002.
Well, oh, what a good one. Good joke there. Everybody knew what you were talking about.
I'm all about the big inside references. I
Yeah,
play
well, I've
hardball.
noticed. You're all about the 20-year-old obscure or inside references that are obscure and 20 years old. That's your wheelhouse
Yeah,
right
like
there.
these battle passes are making me thirsty.
Then now you're more like 25 years ago. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I think that I feel like Fortnite, as far as Fortnite as a whole in general, right now, I
Let
feel
it
like
die. They should just let it die. Fortnite's had its time. It's over. Let's get
that's
fifth.
that's
I
Let's
don't
get
think
fifth
Fortnite's
night.
going anywhere.
Let's
no.
get fifth night already. Come on, hurry up. Speed up the process. It's PS5 just came out. We need a new game.
Yeah, I need fifth night.
We need, we need more lasers, anti gravity, and giant Travis Scott.
No, we definitely don't need that. I don't need that for sure. Um, yeah, I feel like I think we talked about this before, you and I, Felts, but yeah, I don't foresee Fortnite really going anywhere, and I think everything that's happened with like the Marvel partnership, if we're still kind of thinking about that, is only further evidence, I guess, that that's not going to that's like more evidence of Fortnite being cemented, if you know what I mean, that
Yeah.
it's really being um, they're hunkering down because they understand, and we even said this before, they do have a niche in the gaming world, like Fortnite or hate Fortnite. You can't deny that they have a niche in the world of gaming, and they are not going to
It's
give
not
that up.
really a niche. It's very mainstream. I think honestly, like Fortnite, if anything, would go the way of like Warcraft, where it's a game that lasts for like a
ever,
really long time,
forever.
and that's kind of yeah, that's kind of like where the subscription thing is kind of leading it. Is like like you said, it's not as popular as it once was. Like it was the most mainstream game of all time, pretty much. But it's
Yeah.
still very mainstream and popular. But it's they do realize that's obviously not going to last forever, and they got to capitalize on the hardcores and squeeze all the money out of them they possibly can. So that's the way to go.
Yeah, well, hey, at the end of the day, business is business. So, but yeah, as long as my where I stand on it is, as long as they continue to give us quality product and a fun gaming experience, because after a hard day of work, it's nice to come home and kick your boots off and have dinner, and then later in the evening, just play some Fortnite for a little while and just kind of relax and have some fun, and that's really what it's all about for me. So, as long as they continue to put out a quality product that's fun to play and not super hard, I'm good with that. You know, um,
Well,
so
you haven't played with enough sweaties if you don't think it's not super hard.
well, I know I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying that the less I have to deal with the super sweaties, the better. Better. Is that part of the game? Yes, but that's just is what it is. At that point. But how do you feel about that, Feltz?
Oh, I agree. I have nothing else to say. I agree.
Fair enough. Yeah, so that's pretty much what Fortnite is to you then, and that's really just what you want out of Fortnite at the end of the day as well.
But Sam's
Yeah,
a hardcore gamer and a hardcore nerd, so she really is. You want the hardcore gaming experience. Am I right?
I'd still would prefer it to be fun.
Yeah. Well, losing's
if it
no fun. We know that.
if it loses that fun factor, I'm probably gonna drop Fortnite. Not
Well,
gonna
that
lie.
that's like an unfathomable reality that you just described to me. So I shudder to think that must mean
It better
hell's.
stay fun then.
The day that you delete Fortnite off your PlayStation is the day that hell freezes over. That's what I'll say with how invested you've been in Fortnite. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But
Not
you
that
know,
there's anything wrong with that.
no, there's not at all. I mean, everybody's into their own thing that they want to be into. But um,
When
but
people
yeah,
invest a lot of money into BDSM, who am I to judge?
there you go. Some people invest a lot into ugly mustaches too.
Or the stock market. My mustache is gone. It's been gone for almost a week.
I don't know. Tell that to the thumbnail. So,
It's very temporary, but okay.
gotcha.
you
So,
you you literally just saw me like fucking like right before we started this
yeah,
podcast. I had no
yeah, I
idea that
wasn't really
mustache.
paying attention. I did. I did. You're right. I did. So, but yeah, I wasn't paying a ton of attention to be honest. So,
So let's do this. Let's have a vote. Who is the hottest Fortnite character?
yeah, we
We're
don't
all
need to
gonna
do that.
so we all got to write down our votes, and then we're gonna tally the votes. Well, there's only 3 votes, so we're not really gonna tally them. So we're all gonna name our number one hottest Fortnite character. And as I'm talking about this, I want you guys to like look this up or think about it. Who is the hottest Fortnite skin? Whatever your definition of hottest Fortnite skin might be, whether it's the most attractive or you just think the skin is like damn, that's a hot skin, right, or something like that. And yeah, you got your skins in mind, guys? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, sure. Well, why don't you tell us since you brought this up? Why don't you tell us which one
Well,
you pick?
I'm gonna go with fully naked Peely because fully naked. Actually, number one, Peely, like fully naked because you can totally see his banana sack, his banana hammock, and and my number two would probably be that thick girl skin that they did a while ago because damn, she thick.
Oh, not Meowscles.
He might be in the top 5.
Well, there you go. I don't think either of us have any interest in answering that question, so
Nope.
I think yeah, I think we're gonna leave it at that. And I think that pretty
There we
well.
go. That's the definitive answer for the hottest Fortnite skin. Is
What
Peely.
is Peely? Well, Peely is an icon. I'll give him that in the world of
That he
Fortnite.
is.
So, but yeah, I think that pretty well wraps it up. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to add. about this brand new world of Fortnite we are in with this now Fortnite Crew monthly subscription and our
About the
brand new.
changes to the maps and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton to talk about there, but they added like a coliseum and a desert kind of, which is, we haven't had a desert in a Fortnite map since I believe the end of Chapter 1, Season 10. So yeah, it's been a while since we had sand, which I'm sure, as you're gonna say, Anakin would be really happy about that, right?
You would be upset. And also, I'm wondering why Fortnite has. You know what they haven't had surprisingly? Have they ever had like a toxic waste area? Like you go in the water and start taking away your health or something like that.
I don't think so.
No, actually, that's
That's
not a bad idea, surprisingly. Like, it would
an
be the
idea that
opposite of
they could do.
Slurpy
I
Swamp.
thought, yeah, I thought that like when they first introduced Slurpee, I thought that's what it was gonna be.
No, but it's the
Was it was
opposite.
toxic waste?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. They could have like the nuclear power plant get blown up and it turns into like a toxic waste area.
Oh, yeah, I'd be down with that. That would be pretty interesting. I would just
Let's
want to
write
see.
Epic Games.
Well,
Have
go
them
ahead.
do
You,
it.
you first. I'm gonna put you on the case for that. You can handle that.
All right. I'll
Um,
get on their Twitter.
yeah, get on their Twitter and tell them they need to make a toxic waste dump on the bottom side of the Steamy stacks, and it'll
And they
have
can get a muck skin. That can be the Pokemon crossover. They can get a muck skin.
Man, yeah, sure, why not? Might as well. So
Fortnite has positioned itself uniquely to where it can cross over with like a
pretty much
lot of different
anything.
things.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. That is true. It is definitely like, and that's kind of more what I meant to when I said Fortnite has its own niche in the gaming world. I mean, yeah, it's generic and everything, but how it plays. But aside from the builder shooter combo is pretty, obviously that's signature of Fortnite. But
What other game when people start shooting at you do you start building walls?
no, none.
Like I
That's
don't
the
know of any
niche.
other game.
That's the niche of Fortnite, or part of it anyway. Fortnite has quite a lot of niches, actually, if you think about it. But they all kind
I
of.
find it hilarious because the Fortnite formula basically came about by accident because it was supposed to be like a survival game, right, Sam? Where you like build and you gain resources and stuff, right?
Mhm.
It became like a battle royale, like basically just came about by accident.
It was a zombie game pretty much at first.
Yeah.
Well, with the single player mode, right?
Yeah,
that
Save the
you're
World.
talking about. Yeah, yeah.
The multiplayer was just like an add-on because battle royales were like popular at the time and everybody was doing one. So they're like, well, we're gonna do one too, and then it became the mode that everybody played,
Yep.
and the
Yeah.
rest is history.
Yeah, it's definitely it's been a unique journey for Fortnite, and I guess there's still plenty more to go. Is the moral of the story. So, um, but yeah, I think that'll do it for us. So that is it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share the video, all that good stuff if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new videos in the future. I want to thank my guests, Jonny Reps and Feltz Wild, for joining me to discuss the Fortnite tonight. So thank you guys.
Yeah, and follow Jonny Reps Fitness on Instagram for all the latest fitness stuff and lifting. Watch my stories for videos of me lifting.
There you go. Do you have anything else you want to say, Feltz, besides laughing?
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm not gonna plug myself.
Thanks for the I almost forgot, even though you never
No.
do it. No, it's twitchtv.com/feltzwild, even though you might only get like one stream a month from her, but it's there, it's there. So but everybody gets free plugs. So yeah, and we do play, when we do stream, we do play Fortnite, so we might all even be over there. We'll see. So
Or we could play a different game.
like what?
I don't know.
There you go. That's why it always comes back to Fortnite at the end of the day for us, because it's like, what other game should we play? Well, we could do we could
It's
do
like
this.
what game does everybody have that's like free and easy to pick up?
There's nothing else.
basically
That's
talking
it.
about it.
It's just Fortnite. That's it.
It
Fortnite.
was Battlefront for a little bit.
Yeah, for a little bit, but that's the niche. That's the Fortnite niche. So.
Gotta find like every lazy Fortnite's the game for lazy gamers.
There we go. Well, I guess we all fit that bill then, I guess.
I guess.
So, alrighty. Well, that is it, and we'll see you next time.